everybody, and welcome to the 5th Omnia Podcast. Today we're going to be joined by myself, Harry, Scott Wilson, Arab, Snoopy, and Blue Bonnet. We've had a pretty eventful last month or so since the last Omnia Podcast in Omnia. So for starters, Vior was promoted to General on July 1st here, so congratulations to Vior. Glad to have you on the General team. And then later that month, on the 28th of July, Harry was also promoted to General, so congratulations to you. And we also have wrapped up Omnia July competition, which is our annual 500 mil prize pool competition we hold in Omnia. And here is the winners of that on the screen. We have Genitalia coming in first with 109 EHP for the month. STE Skill Alt in second place with 469 EHP, and third place to Michael with 449 EHP. And they all took down a combined 500 mil for winning the competition, 300 mil for first, 150 mil for second place, and 50 mil for third place. All right, and so we've also had a few pretty insane records in Omnia that some people are saying are some of the best records ever set on CML. We have Harry's. Harry did a mining week, and Arab also did a fishing week. Both of those are going to be displayed on screen, with Harry's mining week on the left and Arab's fishing week on the right. If you guys wouldn't mind just walking us through the week, what are your general thoughts on the week? You happy with what you did, and any kind of notable things that occurred?
I guess one thing I could have improved on was drinking water. I didn't drink enough water and I got severe headaches, starting at day 5. I was taking 10 Advil a day or something to try to keep them away. But other than that, just get some bread and some crackers and make sure your parents aren't home for a week.
I think compared to you, I drank way too much water. I had to go to the toilet way too many times.
I think I piss once a day or something, so that's not good.
Dude, I went 4 times a day.
I didn't shit the whole week though, so that's a plus.
Alright, so congratulations to both of you on setting the rank 1 records in each of those skills. Really impressive weeks. My name is Avatar Evan. I'm a general in Omnia, and I'm currently doing some lava rune crafting.
Are we introducing ourselves?
Yep.
Oh, I'm Harry. I'm the newest gen of Omnia, and I'm going for back-to-back mighty ranks with Vior and Karma.
God. I'm Dead Wilson, Captain on Omnia, and I'm fishing.
I am Arab, and I'm going for North Mill fishing.
Name's Ticketman, and I'm doing herb lore.
I'm Blue Bonnet and currently doing some fishing.
All right. So on the topic of records, what would you guys say the best day, week, and month record currently are on CML?
I think the week is pretty subjective between me and Arabs, but I think Warped Matrix has the best month record by far. I don't know about day. Day is pretty, I don't know.
Yeah.
Constellar's fishing day.
Yeah, some pretty insane days. But yeah,
I'd definitely.
Yeah, go ahead.
You go.
Yeah, for the week,
I'd definitely say. I'd say no vacations woodcut day. How did we time that so perfect? But yeah, no vacations woodcut day is pretty insane.
Or Michael.
Yeah, I would
as far
say...
as week goes. How have we timed that again? But yeah, weeks I would say Aerobes is better than Harry's, but just about.
Come on, man.
If Harry had finished his 6 hour, it would have been undisputed. But a crash.
I could not finish.
Yeah, I would say Harry's mining week would be on the #1 slot, with Arabs definitely being a close second. Just mainly because I look at mining as just a skill that's I just cannot believe how you could click that much for 150 hours in 1 week. Whereas like fishing is definitely a little bit easier in my opinion, but still definitely like a lot of clicking and not a whole lot of breaks available to you throughout the week. And for the month record, I would probably go with I just deposited my gear. Probably go with Lasby's fishing month.
It's a shame you couldn't go for the month there, Rob. I think you would have beat him.
I was definitely in for a good start. In terms of day, I think the Lutic day is pretty amazing. And
Wait, which day?
the woodcutting day.
Oh yeah.
And so that is your fishing day as well. That's pretty amazing.
I mean, I'm rank 2, dude.
Rank 1 pond.
I guess for
Thank
day. Sorry,
Go on.
go on. It's your turn.
Alright. In terms of our weeks, yeah, I definitely think the biggest difference between the 2 weeks is like it's easier to get over EHP with mining, but mining is definitely a harder skill in general than fishing.
I think the biggest difference between the two is like, you can AFK fishing and you literally can't really AFK mining at all. I think that adds up.
Yeah.
You were doing like some mining on your phone throughout the week, right, Harry? Like
Yeah,
one rock.
I had to walk my dog in the morning and at night, and I would just click a rock and fill up an inventory on the walk.
Nice. All right. So, what would you guys say is your most and least favorite skilling methods in the game? Not taking into account efficiency at all, just like methods you enjoy the most and hate the most.
Barb, rank 1, and GE fire making is the worst skill in the game. Method.
Definitely on G if I'm making that shit.
VOS, baby.
I really love barbarian fishing as well, but I think my least favorite method is prayer. I really dislike that skill. Mostly because
the
I'm very bad
wildiness?
at it.
Or the wildy or just like POH?
I haven't tried the wilderness altar yet, but I'm just very bad at prayer, which is why I really dislike it. And I don't see myself enjoying it even more when I can get PK'd by other people, so I'll go with prayer for my worst one.
Yeah, I would say for me, my favorite is definitely lavas. With I would say like duo pyramid plunder coming in second place. I would think. And for my least favorites, probably 4G, but honestly, prayer is also pretty close for me. Like I really hated every second of 200 mil prayer, both with the POH and the Wildy altar. Like only reason I did the Wildy altar versus POH was just simply because it took less time because it was faster. But yeah, both horrible.
I did, when I was doing prayer, there was a time where my house was like open, and some guys knew I was doing it, and like 4 people rushed into my house and declawed me out and then killed me outside of Remington, and I lost like a shitload of law runes. That was kind of scary. Yeah, welcome DB Cooper. Shout out to you.
It's not really a method, but I'd probably say my favorite would be Smoke Devil barraging. That task was always the most fun to me. Never mind the XP power. But
What did you get? Like rates?
I wasn't really good at it. I got like 160 maybe average.
Got like 100.
Least favorite. Probably barb fishing. Like, it's just too tempting to AFK. That's my biggest issue.
That's because you finished cooking. Cut
Maybe.
eating is so nice, man.
I wouldn't even
Or
do
eat-
it if I
eat-
wasn't
eat
200
cutting.
mil.
Well, you wouldn't eat cut?
No,
Why not?
Shift
just herb
config
to
OP.
recline.
That's fair. I don't think I would enjoy fishing if I couldn't cut eat.
Yeah, fishing is kind of becoming like my new burnout skill. Whenever I don't really feel like playing, I can 3-tick fish pretty easily, or just like AFK half time anyway.
I
I
like
think my
the new
favorite skill's
fishing
Artie.
method. The new fishing method looks very interesting. So does Artie.
Artie is just great. Like, you get pretty high HP, very relaxing, nice to take breaks with, but also a good opportunity to make money. And least favorite skilling method would be ZMI running.
comment to that.
I
Comment.
I
really
do not like ZMI.
I really dislike. I mean, we're gonna get to it later in the podcast, but personally dislike doing it. I don't think there's any pressure for making the money because it's such a ridiculous amount. But at some point, EHP is gonna get changed to at least higher than what it is now.
Yeah. Agreed.
Definitely, I think my favorite. I haven't tried it yet for longer periods of time, but I think my favorite would be 3-tick forage. Definitely looking forward to going into that.
December. Big things coming.
All right, so on the topic of ZMI, do you guys consider ZMI runners viable, and will you ever attempt doing it for part of or all of 200 mil RC?
I think for me, it would be viable, but it would be a skill I'd have to save up for the end and just dump all my money into it.
I think it could be viable if you stretch it out over a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like, doing it straight, I don't think it's viable at all. And either way, I don't see myself doing it. It doesn't look fun, and I probably won't get the money for it. Maybe 2+1, but that's about it if
Yeah, I
that's the case.
think 2+1 is viable, but I personally will just do solo lavas because they're more enjoyable. I've done a little bit of ZMI with Karma, and I've hated every second of it, and so has he, so...
You have to either do what Jace does, which is a bunch of runners and do it a bit at a time, or you just JCW with ults. I could see myself doing a bit of it, but I wouldn't do it all
It's
to
just
200
not
mil.
fun. There's
Nah,
nothing
I hate
fun
that it's a
about that.
thing.
Yeah. I saw Jay
think
streaming it. He's getting like 180k an hour or something stupid.
Yeah, I think it's like it's possible to do. Like I could do it if I really wanted to, but it's like you have to pepper it in like a little bit each day. You can't do it all at once, and the method of gathering runners is not fun at all. The amount of money you spend is disgusting, and the method itself of actually having the runners is pretty intense and not really fun. So
I think half the go on.
Yeah, so I was gonna do it for a little bit of RC. I've tried it for like maybe 5 hours, and I really can't see myself doing it just because for me lavas is like how people look at arty. Like it's just so relaxing, it's really easy, and I don't want to like waste time doing that where I hate it.
I think there's Venezuelans infiltrating the runner Discord because
Oh my
like
God.
three people. I had like the 50 rune crafting, they get 50 RC, and then they have no clue what they're doing, and then they ask Karma for money, and he would just not pay them, and they don't speak English. And they're real bad. He was like lapping them on his ult while they're like filling one pouch.
Yeah, have any of
So,
you guys ever
be careful.
tried running Essence at all for money on your alt? Because it is actually like really good money. Like last I checked, it was like 3.5 mil an hour per account.
I only
I
run for
tried
free.
it. I tried it, I didn't really enjoy it. Very
No,
boring.
it's not fun.
And since there's a different player that's paying you good money for it, you don't want to be slow either, so it's just...
Yeah.
I mean, for me it's stressing me out. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, I think just not being able to take breaks would be the
Yeah.
suckiest thing. Because like
Yeah.
when I used to pay people to run me D-bones, it was like it just sucked to have to not be able to AFK much because you're just wasting money. Same goes for like if you're actually rune crafting yourself.
Running
Actually,
2,
3.5 mil per hour now.
yeah, I mean, it's worth
Oh
the money
shit.
if you need the money. Like
Yeah,
running
that's
2
a
is
lot.
pretty AIDS compared to running 1. I think running 1 is pretty reasonable, like long term. But rune dragons are a thing, so
Yep. All right. So, do you guys think that Old School will release a new skill eventually? And if they were to release a new skill, what kind of skill would you be looking for? Like a gathering skill, a Bible skill, like a skill similar to dungeoneering, anything like that?
I definitely think they will release a new skill. I'm not sure what it would be though, but I think it would be something similar to something they already have in RS3. I just lack a lot of imagination, so I can't think of something else. But yeah, I definitely think something will be added.
a new skill
Over.
is definitely coming.
Yeah. Probably
It's gonna
within
be really
the next 2
complex.
years.
it's not gonna be. They're not gonna make a simple skill. It's gonna be like very in depth, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I definitely want a
highly
new skill.
doubt it. Go on, Harry.
I was just gonna say I'm looking forward to a new skill though.
I highly doubt it, but I hope it's gonna be a long skill.
Oh yeah. They're not gonna spend all this time where a skill doesn't pass, and then it does pass. They're gonna make it not very fast, so people have to spend all their time on it.
I think they said something about like if Dunge were released, they would make it so you couldn't leech or whatever, which is good. I hope you're not able to just buy the skill, or
Yeah.
if it's not a
Yeah.
buyable, that just ruins the skill right away.
Remember back when they pulled sailing, I was really excited for that because I was hoping it would be like dungeoneering in a way, and I was like hoping it would be like extremely slow, like 50k an hour. Honestly, if it was as fun as dungeoneering was, just so you could do it forever. I don't know.
I think it'll be something similar to Dunge, whatever they do
Yeah.
release.
I think it will be similar to Dunge. I want it to be similar to Dunge, and personally, I wouldn't mind it if leeching was there. With leeching, you don't get the best XP rates, and it costs a lot of money. It also opens up an opportunity for people that really enjoy the skill or lack money to make some extra money.
I don't know what they could do with rewards though. If they were to release like a skill with rewards, there's pretty much nothing left.
Yeah, I feel like that could be a big problem with something like dungeoneering with all the power creep
I mean,
things.
I guess they could just release the skill. They don't need the rewards necessarily, but
Yeah.
I think rewards will revolve around convenience scape. There's no point in weapons that are under the current tier.
Yeah.
And I know they're going to make equivalent of rewards from RS3, I think. I can see the Ring of Vigor, which is the like save spec
Oh, no.
special attack. Yeah, I mean, why not?
oh yes, black chins will be hella fun.
But yeah, I could see them adding rewards that are kind of like mini game rewards, like Volcanic Mine comes to mind, where like there's just small things that don't really affect the game too much, like the new Fertile spell, or like the super compost or whatever that is. Like maybe just buying like runite ore, stuff like that, like supplies just for a little bit of money, not a whole lot. But like
I wouldn't mind
nothing
convenience
I
scape.
mean, that doesn't
Yeah,
affect
convenient.
us, but that heavily affects Iron Man mode, like the high level Iron Man. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
They'd be too
Yeah,
happy
for
about stuff like that.
Yeah.
First thing that came up in my mind was like the equivalent of a charming imp, but not for charms, but for something like seeds. Just like it really feeds into convenience scape. You're gonna pick up the seeds anyway, but make it a bit more convenient perhaps. Stuff like Dagonoths lose seeds all the time.
If it's not Dunjo, I hope it's a Gatherer, but I don't see how they could make another Gatherer without it being,
Yeah, I hope
Stupid.
it's together as well.
Divination.
I guess, but I don't really know much about divination.
Yeah, I do hope it does like have a lot of complexity to it, because that's kind of the trend they've been going with, like new PVM content, like with raids and Inferno. It's a lot higher tier than like content they used to release. So I think it'll definitely be good if we do get a new skill. All right, so what alts do you guys play, and what different alt methods do you use based on what you're currently doing on your main?
Speaking of which, I just got an Abyssal Whip, so I'm doing Abbey Demons with mining, and I'll probably do them with fishing if the whip price stays stable. But other than that, I'll do Rune Dragons probably.
What's the GP on that? Per hour?
Honestly, I have no idea. Like 500k probably, maybe a bit more. Really just depends how lucky you get. I think I made like 20 mil yesterday or something. I got like 6 whips.
Would you say it's like comparable to Amethyst in terms of click intensity?
It's probably like double the intensity of
Okay.
Amethyst. But I'm not really doing it. I'm just doing it to keep myself distracted from mining mostly,
Yeah.
and it's working. So
Yeah, for me with lavas, most time honestly I'm not really playing any alts, but whenever I am on an alt, I usually just do one Rune Dragon.
how is that? Is that
Oh, yeah.
doable?
Very easy. Yeah, you could
Okay.
definitely do 2 Rune Drags with lavas.
That doesn't sound fun.
It's really not bad. Like if you have the like HP indicators or alerts on the like rune light or conduit, like it's just like you don't pay attention when you get an alert, you just eat food and don't pay attention again.
Wouldn't it take a bit of the enjoyment out of Lavos?
Yes, 100%. Two of them.
that's
at
what
least.
I'm
Yeah, if you're doing 2, it definitely could. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, it's not like you don't make enough money with one rune drag during Lavos.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm doing Slayer on my ult right now while fishing, and plan on doing a bit with that and mining.
Gang, gang.
Gang.
I'm doing a bit of Amethyst kind of progress towards maxing my ult with fishing. As far as other skills, it would just be Rune Dragons. I don't really need to make that much money.
Yeah, I'm really not playing
Must
an
be
ult
nice.
at the moment with fishing. I just disliked it. I tried both Sacred Eel fishing, Amethyst, Rune Dragons. I just don't find it fun. But I'm also very fresh to the fishing skill, so definitely going to give it a try in the future again. Other than that, I just do Rune Dragons with whatever other skills I'm doing. Bank Sanding or Ardu.
I don't think runes with gatherers are very realistic, like long term. But I guess if you force yourself, it's
Plenty of people do it.
yeah.
I
But
can see yourself
I
doing
don't
it
know,
for like
man.
an hour or two each day, but
if you have that OP armor,
I mean,
Yeah,
it wasn't that bad with Bandos or Thorax either, but I got a wrist problem, so I just feel like it's unnecessary with a gathering skill. But that's just me personally.
I mean, to do Rune Dragons with the Gatherer, you either need the new OP armor or you just need to be
just what?
Finnish from Finland.
I
Or
mean, I'm
your-
Swedish, so it's pretty close.
I think there's some people starting to do raids too on an alt while they do like crafting on their main. I know someone's been getting like really close to 1-to-1 crafting with raids too, and they've made a shitload of money.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty doable.
Yeah,
What do they do on the last boss then? Isn't that a bit more intense?
I think with crafting it's okay, but like,
Yeah.
I guess Scott, you know more about this.
The banking will be kind of difficult as you're trying to step Verzik, but it's doable. And after that, it's just AFK for 10 seconds easy.
I thought about doing like herblore, like at the woodcutting guild, for like the first half, and then when you get to Verzik, you just go up and chop some redwoods. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see
that'd be
to learn
very
raids
easy.
too.
Yeah, personally, I'm a big product of Rune Dragons. I think it's very convenient right now. Yeah, man. Honestly, man, I'm a Rune Dragon slut. Kill way too many of these.
I wake
A lot
up
at
to
the same
5
time.
pigs a day.
Yeah, when you wake up and you see 3 messages from me, you know it's a good morning.
Yep, good fun.
It's question reads, what different alt methods do you play based on your main? I think I've changed it around a bit. I'm very much looking to finish making a lot of money first, while Rune Drags are, in my opinion, quite overpowered, very convenient to do.
Microphone muted.
So get that out of the way before an eventual nerf or overcrowding or whatever else like better comes out that's gonna make me feel guilty about catering my account currently to making as much money as I can in a shorter time.
Did anyone do rune dragons when they had superior bone drops?
Yeah, they,
Yeah.
Not-
What was the
they were
GP
nice.
per hour of that? Was it a lot more?
It was naturally more because, like, I mean, the drop rates for limit setter is obviously the same, but they were like 15 mil.
Yeah.
It's actually, this is like double of now. I think
It
TP
was more
near 2
crowded.
mil.
Microphone
Yeah, it was
activated.
very crowded though at that time, so it wasn't that good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
How long were they before nerfed? Or was it like long after the
Microphone
quest release?
Month maybe.
Because I feel like runes weren't even that popular until, I don't know, all of a sudden everyone's doing like 4 rune dragon alts. I was still
More
doing Zora after. the
More of the
release
casual people were doing it.
Microphone activated.
Okay. I know some people like Vorkath a lot, but I know rune dragons are just a lot more brain dead than Vorkath, so. Not a fan of Vorkath, personally.
not many people are.
80 loves it, man. He's got like rank 1 HLC Vorkath kill count.
I think if you compare the effort and the amount of GP per hour you make, Rune Dragons is definitely the best moneymaker.
Apparently you can do runes and Vorkath.
That
would
sounds
be
AIDS
effort,
though.
AF.
Yeah.
It's just, if you cannot get your hand on enough alts, forecast
that's
is a very
another
good
thing.
option. Not everyone has like friends that will lend them alts.
Rune Dragons are causing a lot of alt sharing. A lot
Yep.
of alt sharing.
A lot of alt sharing and a lot of people like going out their way to quest a bunch.
Yeah. People are starting to do questing for money. Pretty much just making Rune Dragon alts.
Alright, so do you guys think more MTX related things such as the latest Twitch Prime skin will come to OSRS? And do you think these things will be like exclusively cosmetic, or do you ever think they're gonna stoop towards like RS3 and add in like actual benefits?
I think they're slowly overall going to try sneak in more MTX one way or another.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I think, especially with the Chinese mining companies owners. And I don't know, it feels like it's just going to be about making money. I do hope that they're going to stick to like pure cosmetic things. I also think they will do that, at least for the first time of it. But I really can't say what's going to happen a few years down the road.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as they release, like, you can buy XP, playing for ranks just is over. There is no playing
I don't
ranks
think
anymore.
they will do that though. They know how bad
Yeah.
Wheel of
They
Fortune
learned.
turned out on RS3, so hopefully.
I
I
wouldn't
think
mind
it's
a loyalty
important to
title.
keep in mind that the J mods, I don't think they like MTX either, so they're trying their best to like keep it away from the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's
think so
nothing
as
they
well.
can do about it.
Yeah, there's really not much they can do.
They're doing
I don't
whatever
mind
they
the
can,
skin.
but sometime it's going to change.
Yeah, the way I kind of see games is like you have like different categories of games where like RuneScape falls under like you pay to play it, so like you shouldn't have to deal with tons of microtransactions. Where like free to play games like League of Legends, it's like kind of understandable because that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
But I could see them doing more like partnerships like with Twitch Prime to have like exclusive
Yeah.
items that are like purely cosmetic.
I wouldn't be fussed about that.
Yeah, I really don't mind.
Personally, I
Long as
think
you
it's
can't buy XP.
unavoidable. Unavoidable. You're going to get more microtransactions. RS3 is slowly dying, or actually quite rapidly dying if you look at the numbers.
Yeah.
The share they were bringing to the revenue needs to be gone from somewhere. They're not just going to leave out X% of the revenue and say, well, maybe next time. And I think you will get pay to win in RuneScape within like the next 2 years, maybe.
It's like
Yeah,
a
the whole
short-term
lot.
profit. Like, it's definitely long-term
Yeah.
bad for the game.
You just
in
blow the
terms of-
game up and you salvage the
Yeah.
pieces.
They just ruin the game. if they
I
do
don't
that.
think they have a legitimate like 5+ year view on OSRS. I
Yeah.
think mobile is just like it's another way to blow the game up. And I think within the HLC specifically is going to cause a whole lot of negativity. Like,
Yeah.
I'm rank 1 week, no spins.
Yeah, you have a no spin filter.
Yeah, no spin filter. It's weird.
Yeah, what I hope they do to compensate for like the lack of revenue in RS3 is just like the only real like the thing that makes most sense to do would be like just cut down the staff, because I'm pretty sure they have tons of staff for RS3 and like barely any for old school, whereas old school like the return on those staff members I think is pretty good.
I think they have like double the staff of the old school team.
Yeah.
And I mean, the
R-
old school
RS3?
team is pretty big now.
Yeah.
RS3 has like so many mods.
It's hundreds.
It's
Yeah.
it is.
Oh,
it is-
Jesus.
It's like 30-fold of OSRS at this point, even when we've grown like double in size last year.
Yeah, you also need like a lot better technology and a lot higher like skilled programmers for RS3 too, because you need to integrate like top of the line graphics and all these like cosmetic effects and whatnot, whereas old school it's very simple, very easy.
Old school is simple, it's easy, and it's got a very loyal player base that if you don't piss them off, they'll most likely be here in 5+ years, and they'll have grown because it's just showing a trend of growing. Not even sure why. You get 16-year-old kids that could be playing any game in the world, but they chose to play OSRS.
Man, it took a while for RS to blow up, but it's definitely blowing up.
Yeah, I think
Hopefully we can see more players with mobile as well. That
Yeah.
starts at the mobile and just moves on to the computer. I can see that happening.
Every mobile player is just one tiny step against like pay to win MTX. As long as the money's there, they don't need to blow the game up.
Yep.
I honestly think mobile kind of advertises itself as well, because like when you're out playing on mobile and maybe somebody looks at your phone and they see you're playing mobile, or see you're playing what looks to be RuneScape, and they like a lot of people, for me, like don't even know like RuneScape's still around, because like that's a game they played like 10 years ago, and it could definitely like spark some conversations like that and get some new people playing.
There's a lot of people that play games on their phone as well and not on PC, so they could just oh, there's an old school app, Yahoo.
All right, so who in the HLC has and hasn't lived up to your expectations so far in 2018?
Randalicious.
I agree with that.
That's a fair one to choose.
I can't really talk about people being disappointing because, well, yeah, but I'm pretty impressed with a few people, and those are Borsi, Oscar, Vinny, and Dids, the rank 1 Ironman. They've been pretty impressed with them recently.
My disappointment was, it's not really a disappointment, but since Ardinho has kind of just fizzled out, Jace is kind of, he's cruising. He's doing the same weeks he used to do all the time, but he's getting ZMI boosted. But someone I'm impressed with is Tom is still maintaining his pace, which who knows when that's going to end.
If it'll end. I wish Jace was still going to do 4G, man. That's the only thing I'm disappointed with him on.
Yeah.
And as Scott said, I mean, it's very sad that Ardinho has gone MIA, but the race was on earlier. It was really fun, and now it's just slowed down. I think that's a disappointment, but I don't want to like shots at any players. Other than that, I'm not really sure about any major disappointments. What I expected earlier.
Yeah, for me, the person that has lived up to my expectations of them, or even exceeded them, would be Vior. I remember I used to say back when he was like, you know, under rank 100 EHP, I used to say like, oh, like he's coming for my rank. He's gonna take my rank in the next like year or two, and here he is, rank 35 EHP. Back at it again. He'll take my rank within the year. So Vior is still going hard. A lot of respect for Vior. And then for the person who hasn't lived up to my expectations, I got to go with Ardinho, unfortunately.
Rest in peace.
I guess my person that's lived up to it the most. Maybe a weird answer, but I think Paul. I don't think anyone really expected him to do mining, even at the pace he's doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
I don't think many people looked at him like actually doing any of the gatherers.
You were talking to him in TS, he seems pretty motivated to do mining.
He seems to be willing to go at the pace he's going, and he's going to finish the game, I believe.
Yeah.
And for letdowns, Dave's flat, man. Like, no need to kick people while they're down or anything, but it's sort of like an ironic thing on one hand, but he seemed very, in his own way, passionate about the game, and he brought something to people to still keep playing, regardless, under expectation.
Yeah, definitely. Like, Paul is still going hard, which I like. I think he's cut back his hours in general, but I think it's definitely for the good, because like playing 100+ hours a week is definitely not like able. It's not a possibility. Like, nobody's really ever done it except for like not even Lynx. So like really nobody's ever kept up that pace.
Is he playing less, or is he just getting bad rates? Do you know?
I
don't really know Paul's IRL.
I know that he's been doing a little bit more IRL stuff, and like he's had some like pretty low weeks, like in like the 50s and whatnot, and 40s, but like he's still really consistent.
Yeah.
All right. And does EHP / like CML in general ever like stress you out if you're on low weeks, so you're not getting the rates you're expecting to get at a certain method?
For me, it didn't used to, but I sort of changed my playstyle and now it kinda does. I don't really want it to affect me, but like deep down you're looking back at it and just seeing the numbers either way and you just, I wish you did better, or trying to figure out things to change, and in some ways stress you out, at least for me.
I think the higher your rank, the more stressful it is.
And also, like, for someone like me that's very far behind, you kind of want to catch up to some people, and to do that you need to keep up a decent pace. But I can see it being even more stressful for people at a higher rank that's really competing for something.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to compete for, but I still want to try catch up to people.
Yeah, for me, like, when I was, like, climbing the ranks, I would say it maybe did a bit, but I was always able to kind of compensate, because, like, if I wasn't playing much, I would just play a lot of NMZ, and it kind of made up for that. But nowadays, I don't really check at all. I don't even check CML, so I don't really care all that much.
Well,
The
uni
one-
is starting soon. I don't know. For me personally, no. Like CML or CML, EHP, RuneScape should and will. I don't think ever have my number one priority unless it's like vacation, etc. But like education or work will always have number one.
Microphone muted.
Does it cause stress? No. As long as I know, like my goal is to like play as much as I can, I suppose. And as long as I know I've done that, I don't need to look at the website to know if I've done that or not.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the way that I kind of went about it is if I'm not on a high week or I'm PVMing or something, I just don't check CML. I just ignore it because I know it's not. It doesn't
Microphone
help your
activated.
situation if you see that you're on a 20 week or something and someone's going to pass you. Ignore it.
Sure.
Yeah, for me, like, it can also be like a motivational thing too. Like looking at all the other people that like used to go really hard and burned out, and it's like, all right, well, I'll catch up to them now if I just keep staying consistent.
I think when I'm having a need day, it stresses me out if I don't do too well. But if I have obligations during the day, I really don't care. Nightmare zone.
Alright, so what are your thoughts on the birdhouse training method, and do you currently do birdhouse runs at all, or do you ever plan to?
I don't know
No.
anything about birdhouses.
I don't know anything about them, I never tried them, and I probably never will.
Yeah, it's essentially
I
like a hunter method where I have never done it,
Like
but
farming?
yeah, it's like
kinda?
farming, except
I guess it's like a herb run, but for...
yeah, it's like every 50 minutes or so, and it's faster rates than black chins, but I don't even think it's by that much.
Oh,
really?
it's like every hour, not even hour or something. You can do
Like
a
50
run.
I
minutes.
think it's a bit above.
Yeah, that would just burn me
Or-
the fuck out.
Is it 70 minutes? I don't know.
Like imagine
You're
doing that
getting
every
money
50
from it,
minutes.
or-
You get some money.
I think it makes like seeds, some seeds.
Definitely not comparable to black chins. I think it's like 275k hunter an hour. If you put like long-term hunter at 240, yeah, you're getting 1.1. Personally, not a fan of like those things that very, very slowly work towards a goal.
Yeah.
Eventually, everything will be like a tree run and a birdhouse run, and you just go to the next skill and slowly get every
Hope not.
skill up. Yeah, I hope not, but I mean,
That would be awful.
probably gonna happen.
Yeah, I was considering trying it out, but a viewer was telling me that, like, apparently if you, like, depending on how much you do it, it'll take an extreme long time to get 200 mil hunter. Like, I think he was saying like something like 16 years. I don't know like what numbers that's using, but like it
A
can
lot of
definitely
runs.
get a portion of your a portion of hunter done, but it's not going to save much time, and it's almost definitely not worth the hassle.
It's really
Herbor is
efficient
saying
for Iron Man.
4.8k hunter XP per 50 minutes. I trust him, he's Iron Man guy.
Yeah, it's real good for Iron Man. I know that. Herbert loves his birdhouse runs, and so does Lasby.
Yeah, it's also really good for low level hunter in general, I think.
Well, is there a level requirement for him? Just a
There-
quest?
I'm not sure.
I personally love Hunter though,
different
man. Like,
tiers.
Hunter's a great skill. I don't know. I wouldn't want to do that. I like the current Hunter meta.
Herber in the chat is saying 4.8k hunter XP per 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Assuming
you
you
said
want to like
that.
Want to like knead it up quite a bit? Oh, okay, unlucky man. If you want to knead it up quite a bit, you can get to like 350k hunter. It's going to take a long time to finish, but why not?
And also, I would assume you missed out on some money as well. I don't think the seeds would compensate fully for the black gins, but maybe they
Definitely
do.
not, especially at the current price of black gins, man.
Yeah.
I think Jenny, I'm not sure if Jenny does them, but I saw him stream one, so I don't know if it was a meme or not, but
I've
'cause I
heard him
know
say
his-
he does them, or heard somebody say he does.
I think he does
Jenny's-
because like his hunter is really hindered by his current stats.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, and so how many different methods do you guys regularly do on mobile or Chrome Remote Desktop, and what kind of parts of your life do you employ them? For example, doing like NMZ at work, Redwoods while eating, and stuff like that.
I really don't like playing on my phone, so as far as I go is zone, and I don't know, if I'm gonna be gone for 30 minutes, I just log out.
I'm working. I'm doing a mix of Redwoods and Nightmare Zone. It all depends on like I work afternoon shifts where like my boss is not around and that kind of stuff. I could Redwoods. Like if I'm there during the day hours, I really don't like sitting with my phone all the time, so I just do Nightmare Zone. So I kind of mix it out between Redwoods and Nightmare Zone depending on what I feel like. Recently I started doing some 5-tick barb as well, but I don't see myself doing that at work, since you fill up your inventory way too quick.
Yeah, I do a bit of everything on my phone. Pretty much like whenever I'm hanging out with friends or family, I'll do Nightmare Zone on Chrome Remote. And other than that, when I'm like running errands or doing whatever else IRL, I'll usually be at Redwoods. And sometimes I'll be like AFK fishing on my phone. I've been doing that a bit more lately, but that's
Oh, sorry.
all I do. Used to do phone nights as well, but haven't tried that since they nerfed them.
I think Pooley's gonna start doing them. It's like 30 seconds AFK, and then you just click whatever the thing is,
Yeah.
empty all or something. Do you play on the beta or whatever, the app?
Yeah, I do. I play on the mobile for everything except for NMZ. It's really good. Like I wasn't excited for mobile when they announced it because I had Chrome Remote and figured that would be like adequate. But mobile is just so much better for most things. The only
Go on.
hindrance of it is it does suck up your battery pretty bad. But for me, I just bought like a battery charger.
Saw a video of a guy making super combats on an emulator, and it looked really OP. So
Yeah,
I
with
don't know,
draw
the bank,
X.
the bank skills might be nice with playing on your phone if you're lazy.
Not a big fan of phone gaming.
Yeah.
Sort of goes with I don't really want RS to be my #1 priority kind of thing. Some things IRL that I do just don't really want to be connected to the game with. Furthest than like zoning.
I
Yeah,
can
I've never
barely be
really.
asked to do Nightmare Zones. That's probably the only thing I'm gonna do.
Same.
That's the only thing I would do is Nightmare Zone, and I've barely got no Nightmare Zone, so I've never really done any mobile or phone.
Sometimes I'm too lazy to even check my phone every 20 minutes for zone. It's like,
Yeah,
no way I'm
same.
gonna do Redwoods, man. But I see why people do a lot of phone methods. A lot of people can do them in class and whatnot, so fair enough.
Yeah, I think a lot of it depends on your like life situation, your
Yeah.
obligations.
Okay, like AJ, he's got a really good job. He can just play the game pretty much. He doesn't need to zone.
Also
That's
about
nice.
self-control in that regard. Like, I mean, if you have an opportunity to play at your work, I'm concerned it would ruin someone's like chances at that workplace just because they're going to sit there and play RS all day.
As long as you're doing your work.
Exactly. As long as you can combine it, I don't think it's particularly a bad thing whatsoever. Personally, I'm just bad at combining it, so I choose not to.
Yeah.
Really fair. I mean,
Same
if I
with
feel
school
like
as well.
I can't do, like, let's say Redwoods or Nightmare Zone for a while at work. Let's say I'm very busy. I'd rather not do it instead of like showing like bad interest in what I'm doing and I'd rather be on the good side to that. Just play it whenever I feel like I have the opportunity to.
Alright, so what would you guys say your all-time favorite alt money-making method is, or has been?
For me it's Rune Dragons. Never done anything else really, so can't speak for much.
I guess the shop. I mean, it was the most fun, I think.
Yeah, for me, a shop as well was a lot of fun. I miss it. But second place for me would be pre-GE flipping on my alt. I actually had a lot of fun getting into that. Was like flipping a whole bunch of stuff, mainly supplies at first. Was like, I remember Pure Essence when they were actually worth something, like magic logs, magic seeds. And then I also slowly transitioned into like gear. But then after the GE came out, I really stopped flipping, and I just don't really enjoy it the same. Where you used to post on like Zybez, and I don't know. It was a lot more fun that way, in my opinion.
I don't like navigating the GE, man. That's why I don't flip. Typing in and I don't know. Something about it I don't enjoy.
Yeah, I'm also just terrible at it for some reason. I can't flip.
I wish rune crafting was viable nowadays.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
I would have hated that.
I like the Abyss is so nice, man. It's too bad that
Yeah.
it's like dead and like it's a real bad alt now if you compare it to everything else.
Yeah.
But it was enjoyable.
My all-time favorite is probably like a couple weeks after I came back to this game in 14, and I was running natures for people. And something about it, just like, it was satisfying, like making your new beginnings on the game feel like a real noob.
Boy,
Like
you
dying
like
to-
running Essence.
No, not really. It just like fighting off jungle spiders, trying to not die running Essence. It was like fun to go from like being complete noob to making like 100k an hour. Because back then, like at least to me, it meant a lot more than whatever money means to me now.
If there's not an alt that you enjoy, you could always just do a month of raids 2 on your main, then you're good to go.
I think you might be quoting someone here, but yeah,
Yeah.
that would be my most fun, but it's not really, it's not efficient, but it was the most fun.
I think sacrificing a month of efficiency for that much
Yeah,
money, and
was
then
100%
you don't have
worth
to
it.
stress at all. Yeah,
20 mil GP an hour.
yeah. I mean, what? Literally nothing is that good. Nothing will ever be that good.
Mhm.
Job, dude. No effort.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, one thing I also liked about double nats was like the journey to getting double nats and getting 91 RC like took actually a while and was actually like felt like an achievement when you finally got it. And also being able to play an alt and like see a bit of experience progress in rune crafting to see how much money you've made and calc it out that way rather than nowadays with all you get is melee XP, and I mean it's just not the same, at least for me.
There's a lot of people that have a lot of rune crafting XP on their alts. That was like the first alt, I think.
Yeah.
Then everyone started shopping.
Yeah, the top page RC used to be just alts. Or
Yeah.
not just alts, but mainly alts. Shout out to Pano.
Yeah, Pana is who I was thinking of.
Razor
Pana with
Beast.
links.
Links. Alright, so how did you guys get into efficient skilling? Did like a single person motivate you, or just joining a clan, or just like the high scores?
The diaries. That's where I really started skilling. So I went for diary cape, and then I was like, oh well, I might as well max. And then I really enjoyed maxing, so I don't know, just kept going.
For me, I kind of always liked skilling, but I never had like the time or the knowledge to do it very efficiently or for long periods of time. Like I started RuneScape over 10 years ago, and back at those times when I played a few hours after school, I really didn't make much progress of it, but I enjoyed it. I was during like a night of browsing Twitch, I just came across, you know, on Twitch they have the sections like big streamers on top, and they also have like a local session. I just tuned into Fritz on stream, shout out to him. I really enjoyed watching him, and I felt like I could really enjoy doing what he was doing. At that time he was doing Karamja Chop and crafting and I don't know, it just it looked very nice to me, and that was what made me trying to get into it, like joining skilling clans and whatnot. But yeah, I would say that's where my journey towards skilling started. Oh, he's in the chat as well.
Yo.
I used to be a fan of the Fritzen Plunder streams.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Fritzen. It's a shame he's flatlined. He was also the reason why I joined Omnia, so shout out to him.
Big old Fritz. I think
He is a
maxing for
big
me
boy.
was the reason.
You say maxing?
Yeah, just like going
Yeah.
for max. I maxed on RS3 previously. Was definitely more PVMer type there, but just like picked up the goal to go for max on here. I had quite a bit of trouble making money at the start because I was so torn between like should I play alts, should I not. Didn't really have like the best way of starting out on this game. I definitely did a lot of like Bible skills first. Started out this game originally as level 3 for like a year.
Yeah.
But then clans and Twitter definitely. Myself not the most competitive person, but I like the way the community works.
It was definitely maxing for me as well. I just wanted to max just for the sake of it because I didn't really skill that much before, and then I noticed I was near top page and that kept me going, and I just wanted to maintain top page. Then past that was just competition, clans
And
help as
raids
well.
came out. Unlucky.
Yeah,
Did you max pre-cape, Scott?
Yeah,
Nice. That's a real skiller.
yeah, ruined it, dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would be here if the max cape didn't come out, to be honest.
Same.
Yeah, for me it was Alkin back in like RS2. He used to upload tons of videos of him skilling and that, like maybe want to become a skiller one day. Then I just, by playing a lot and being really inefficient, I eventually like got the requirements for Efficiency Experts clan, if any of you guys remember that clan. I think it's still around today in RS3. I joined them and I was like an extreme noob, but I like always tried to be efficient and failed at it. And then on old school, I watching Jebram, he kind of motivated me to skill, and then CML, watching like seeing how like big weeks you can do and whatnot, and slowly see yourself improve as a player was motivating.
I think the Aubrey and AJ race really actually motivated me too.
Yeah, it was legendary. Alright, so what would you guys say your biggest obstacle on the path to 200 mil would be?
Time.
Yeah, I guess time. I don't know. My parents.
Yeah, probably the time.
I guess it's like time, not necessarily in just the simplistic sense of like how much time can I spend on the game, but also like how much time before I get more obligations, before like something changes.
Yeah.
You can finish this game at your own pace, assuming like the Chinese don't blow it up with their microtransactions. I mean, that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, for me, I would say IRL is my biggest obstacle. Just like
I think that's most people, really.
not necessarily like commitments, but like just like socializing and like eventually like wanting to spend, like you value your time more than like doing IRL stuff than you do playing the game. I would say that is the biggest one for me.
I really hate playing also. That would be a problem if it comes down to that, doing the Bibles for me.
You could just do the raids method, just do some raids and then you're good.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that actually, but in terms of like real life and those kind of obligations, I don't think I will have a problem there. Like I'm already working full time since a bit over 2 years ago, and I don't think I will do any drastic changes in real life. The only thing I could see change in my real life in the near future would be go back to school and start studying. That would probably just get me more time to play RuneScape, to be honest. Yeah, other than that, I don't know.
Mine wouldn't even be time. Mine would just be my wrist. Any
The
gatherer
Omnia
skill
wrist.
just kills me, dude. But as long as I can kind of push through that and then just do gatherers, should be okay.
I believe in you, Scotty.
I mean, doing them a small part at a time is probably just
Yeah.
going to work fine for you. And you also have the volcanic mine now if you need that.
You just put your feet up, man. Chill.
Yeah, I don't think it will be any problem for you.
No, enjoy 4G as well. Unlike
Just
Harry
gonna
here.
say it, if you do a VM, you have gay.
Honestly, yes. I was thinking that same thing. No offense, Evan.
None taken. Alright, so do you guys realistically see yourself getting 200 mil all?
Yes, 100%.
Whoa.
I have a pretty good track record, so.
I don't see myself getting it, but I'm going to try keep playing, and if I get there, I get there. I hope I can get there, but you never know.
It's pretty unrealistic to make that your goal. I mean, there's some people that have that as their goal, but it's so much time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like playing with the mindset of efficiency, and you know, if it happens, it happens.
yeah, I feel like you kind of need to go for like part goals, like going for certain 200 mils, and eventually they start to add up, and you're getting closer to it. And 200 mil will become a realistic goal in the future, but as of right now, it's not for me at least, since I'm very far off it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
actually...
you get to a certain point where it's not as many hours as it was. I'd say 10k HP is a pretty good point where it starts to become realistic, and then you
Yeah.
see yourself getting it.
Not for Ardino.
Right.
That's a low blow.
I mean, it's just the truth, man.
Hurts.
Yeah,
I still don't
think-
think there's. Go on, Evan.
for myself, I would say like anything's possible, but like I would say most realistically, probably not.
Even looking at the top page, how many people are gonna get 200 mil? You know, it's so unrealistic to.
Yeah.
That many people are, you know, locked in for it, except a fair few. Not even a fair few.
Yeah, I would say the biggest factor out of anything is not like efficiency. It's not efficiency, and not even really like consistency, even though consistency is huge. It's just like your like more like IRL consistency than in game, because like if your life is gonna be changing a lot in the next like year or two, then those are definitely factors of why you could potentially burn out. Whereas somebody that like is already settled in and is going to be working the same job, at the same like life schedule for the next 2 years, then you have a great shot at getting it if you really want to.
You made a pretty good video on that as well. I remember watching that.
Yeah.
I don't think I will, simply because I don't think I'll, like, I have 4 years worth of school now. I'm not sure if I'll be enjoying my time on this game in 4 years, or if that's like my thing I want to spend my free time on.
Yeah.
I'm an old man already, dude. I don't know how much time I got left.
I mean, yeah, like it's not even about like your dirty basement dweller kind of thing. But like at 25, I don't know if I want to make my major leisure time be this video game.
Yeah.
But we'll see then. If I'm still playing, then I can see myself getting it, because I have quite a bit of time left before I got to go into the big bad world, contributing to society.
All
Wow.
right. And on your RS journey so far, would you say there's any like tips that you have for you to avoid burning out and just stay consistent?
Yeah, you tell
Go
me.
at your own pace. Don't stress about others.
Yeah, that, and just do what you're like. I burned myself out a couple of times when not doing what I enjoyed, but
Make sure you balance IRL well, otherwise that
Yeah.
will fuck you.
that as well.
Yeah, I would definitely
For
say
my-
do what you enjoy. Like that's why I'm at Lavas. Like it's honestly not efficient because like ZMI is realistic for me, but you just gotta learn to just not care and do what you like, and it'll.
That's why I'm doing V West fire making, dude. Everyone flames me for it.
There you go, dude. Do what you like.
I mean, to
Doing
some
it for you.
extent,
Sorry, go
some
ahead.
extent you can do that. Like you can do what you want, but sometimes you need to push yourself. I'd prefer to just sit here and 5-tick fish and just cruise to 200 mil, but
Yeah.
I think you need
it's
to
also
push
fun to
yourself
challenge
sometimes.
yourself,
Yeah.
see what you're capable of.
All right. And would you guys think you would play RS if there was no high scores page at all, like no CML and none of that stuff?
Yeah, but maybe not pushing myself like this, like trying to go for like 200. Probably not. Probably doing like PVM or something.
Maybe what was the question?
Would you still be playing RS if there was no high scores or CML or anything like that?
Definitely not. I don't think so.
Would the TS sticks be still there?
What?
Would the TS stick still be there?
Oh. Yeah, I suppose you could. Like, just
Hell yeah, then.
Yeah, those
I
are
don't
lit,
think I
not
would.
gonna
No
lie.
way.
If there was no such thing as an HLC, those like formed independently of just like people in game with CCs, like just comparing whatever they've done in the game. There's no sort of community aspect to it. Probably not.
Yeah, I couldn't see myself doing anything but PVM if that
Yeah.
aspect wasn't there.
And then I would burn out of PVM for sure. It gets real repetitive, as ironic as that is.
yeah, I definitely wouldn't be skilling and probably wouldn't be playing, to be honest. If I was playing, it would probably be like PVM because I did used to enjoy that on RS3, but I don't know. I hate PVM now, so.
You wouldn't even know like how relatively close you are to the person next to you either. It'd be pretty
Yeah.
hard to
Does
do
it
a bunch
matter?
of math. Not really, but like, wouldn't
Maybe
you be
that'd make it
curious
more
if you were in
enjoyable.
the top 10? I don't know. It'd be really stressful.
You can ask them and see if they're
Yeah, I
blocking you.
guess. But they probably don't even know if there's no CML. I mean, obviously there'd be another website, but
No, I mean this is assuming there is no such thing.
yeah, right. So yeah,
Realistically, I think the time I would spend on the game would probably be a lot more fun.
yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, I have fun playing the game, but
Yeah, like I love
Sometimes I
skilling
don't.
itself. I love skilling itself, but like I think like most people that don't like skilling, like one of the main reasons they don't like it is because they've never really had any reason to get into it because they don't care about the high scores. Where like for me, like kind of wanting to be on the high scores motivated me to get into it, and I learned that I really liked it.
I think there's a big difference between like pre-99 skilling and post-99 skilling. I really dislike pre-99, but for some reason post-99 feels a lot more fun to me, I guess.
Yeah.
Beside that, if there's no such thing as CML, I say I enjoy the game, and that I do think I enjoy the game. Doesn't mean I enjoy like every single second I'm logged in. Do I like always enjoy the game? Definitely not. And if there was no such thing as CML or high scores, I'd be much more likely to log out when I just think, maybe not right now. I
Yeah,
don't feel like skilling right now. I'd hit that log out button and
real
build some
lazy.
forts. No shame. I'll go play another game that I do enjoy at that time.
Glad I never got into Fortnite.
It's the devil.
I think the fact that we have a tight community around high-level players is playing a big role in all of our journeys to 200.
Definitely
Yeah.
makes it more fun, that's for sure.
Alright, so do you guys play any other like RS accounts on the side for fun? Like an Iron Man, PVM account, or anything else like that?
For fun? No, not really. I mean,
I think 6 mile an hour is fun.
I can't see myself playing an Iron Man for fun. I would just get addicted to it and then burn out of my main.
Yeah, I currently don't play any. I've dabbled a little bit in like old school and RS3 Iron Man, but I've never really stuck to it.
I think playing R3 would be pretty fun on the side of like lavas or something, just like
Yeah.
progressing slowly.
Honestly,
I'm
I
thinking
would
of doing
if it was.
R3.
I would if it wasn't for dailies. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah, they kind of ruin that.
I kinda want to get like max total on R3, but I want to do it on the same account as my current old school main. I can be maxed on both games on the same account, but No point on doing that if I need to log out of old school. But
I made that mistake. I played R3 on my old school main when I was burnt from my old school main, so I can't really play R3 now.
yeah, I mean, other than that, I would actually love to try out some RS3. I really don't see myself doing that right now.
R3 Iron Man looks fun. I don't know if I'd play main.
I could never see myself doing RS3. I had an old school Iron Man back about when it first came out, and it was really fun, but I got to a point with it where I had to either sacrifice XP on my main or not play the Iron Man, so I just ditched it. But it was fun at that time.
I think Mats is really having fun with his Iron Man. He's loving it.
Yep.
I think
It
I'll
looks
just play
fun,
one on
but
the
it's
side.
just so much time, man. I don't know.
I've never really tried to play it as like a side project. I feel like every time I just like waste time on it. I'm really bad at handling that. I want to like do best on both accounts. I've ditched my main for a while to play a different account and like learn I don't like it. Look back after all the time I spent on that account, like look at the HP, like all this, like it was an Iron Man, like all the stuff I got on it, like Magic Training Arena, diaries, all kinds of bunch of farming, herb lore. And I just think like if I spend this time on the main, I would have been much happier right now. So that's what I'm gonna stick to.
Yeah, I would like to think that I'll eventually max my RS3 account because it's on a separate account than old school, and I'm like really close to it. I have to finish up thieving, hunter, and I think like divination and invention, and then I'll be maxed, which won't take that long. And it would kind of be nice just to say I maxed it.
Just regular max, not like 200 mils.
No, not 200 mil. I've thought about also doing that eventually, but I don't want to have to make all the money for that. Even though it's not that much, but
yeah.
Would you say make money for it?
yeah, if you were like get 200 mil on a main.
You should probably swap your old school gold over after old school. You have enough. I don't think it's very expensive.
Yeah, I think it's like
Half the price of old school.
it's probably like right now if you want to do the very best methods on RS3, it's kind of unreasonable, but just like doing the same way you do it on 07, it's like 3 bill, 4 bill. And like 5k hours. I think it's
Yeah, I think it's a lot less hours, which is nice.
like 5.5 as far as I know. Not sure like how much of that is just like perfectly executing dailies and all the kind of
It's probably all dailies, man.
yeah.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Half the game is dailies, but then yeah, it's whatever. Even if it's 6k hours, it's not that much.
Yeah.
It's a game I would be more content playing casually.
I feel like if you're playing RS3 main, and dailies aren't as important because you can AFK a lot more and you can do methods that are way faster than you would on like an Iron Man, and you don't need like supplies and whatnot. All right, then how long have you guys been playing for RS? Or how long have you been playing RS for?
On
Old
and
school
off.
or in general?
You could say both.
I mean, this account is like 3.5 years old or something like that. I've been more into skilling for like the past year, and first time I played RuneScape I think I was 8 or 9 years old. I'm now 21, so it's been quite a while.
Yeah, I recently hit 10 years on this game, like dating back to like RS2.
Sal wanted some money so he could buy his 15-year cape the other night.
Oh yeah, yeah. You have to actually pay for it. It's kind of weird.
I think it's like 150k or something. Something
it's
real
not much, but
minimal. That's very nuts because I've only been playing like since shortly after the release of Old School. I didn't play much before, but I've been on and off since a couple months after the release.
Yeah, Old School.
First time.
Go
Go ahead. You're the general.
Okay. Old School, I made an account on like day of release, and then I like burned out for maybe a month or two, came back, and then started playing again, died, lost all my stuff, quit, came back, and here I am.
I think first time I logged on is when I was 7. Friend introduced me to it through miniclip.com, like a sort of flash game website, and was featured on there.
Oh, yeah.
Told me to do like the tutorial island. at the end you have to like it's on old school. You have to like cast Wind Strike on a chicken. I'm not sure how Harry got off. I don't think he's into animal cruelty, but I was stuck there for like a good 2 days. He told me to click the book and use the spell, and on the wall, like I was 7. I didn't speak a single word English, and like the explanations didn't do anything. I kept clicking a book on a bookshelf on a wall, and it didn't do anything, and I was so confused. He said, "Click the book," and probably didn't come back until 2006. And old school since I think I seriously started in like 15. I say seriously. My first track was like end of 2015 on CML. Didn't play much before that.
Yeah, originally I started in 2004, like most people, on and off with Call of Duty, but old school is where I seriously started playing. Played since pretty much since the game came out, and yeah, been consistent with it.
Played way back, quit, came back, played like 2013 I think, and then on and off.
All right, and what would you guys say your favorite experience playing RS has been? And it can be like just a particular method you've enjoyed, or it's like some kind of event you went to on RS, or just any kind of stage in like the RS life cycle that you've like really like enjoyed.
Meeting Karma.
That's sweet. For me, I would say Dungeoneering back in RS2 was probably the funnest I've ever had on RS, and then also when I first got into PVM and RS2, like killing Nex and Corp were really fun. And then, of course, the shop on old school was a blast.
I'd have to say just the aspect of all the people I met on RuneScape. I made a lot of great friends through it. That's my favorite aspect of the game.
I think
the
clans are
most-
the best part of RS.
Yeah.
Getting friendships and whatnot.
Favorite experience must have been Dungeoneering. Like as I started like getting into selling floors, open up like a whole new aspect of the game, like speedrunning, like being competitive.
Oh
The
yeah.
money.
Actually make it like for the first time, yeah, actually having money. Before that, I was like, I didn't have very big bank, like scrambling to make money, killing green drags, all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember selling
And-
floors. I became an entrepreneur and I bought a Santa hat. It was such a fucking beast.
I made a lot of money through Dungeon. Didn't really end up doing much with it, but it was a very, very good time.
I guess mine's kind of unique with the original demo mode coming out. Nobody knew what they were doing. It was great.
I
And
loved watching those streams.
it was
like,
just
the early
fresh.
ones.
Kind of similar to Inferno release. That's probably up there as well. Same thing.
That was also fun to watch.
Fun to take part in it as well.
I don't think I'm that much of a talented boy. Let someone else do it.
I have faith.
I have faith in you doing it for me.
Yeah.
We'll talk after.
I never watched PVM content, but like even Inferno release, my eyes were glued to the screen all day, like watching Bodhi and Wooks and some other people do it. It was a lot of fun just to watch and have them all come close and then die.
I don't think anything will ever be like that entertaining. I
Yeah.
don't know. Nothing will be the same like that unless it's an Inferno 3.
I don't think by principle nothing will be like that because they keep giving out so much information about new content pre-release. It's really not like a scramble anymore.
I'll
many
never
people-
forget when Scott got to Zuck and then ran in front of the shield and the whole chat is just 300 IQ. Oh my god. That was the funniest thing I've ever witnessed in a Twitch chat.
I also remember like Harry, Karma, I think Vior and we all bought bulwarks with thinking that they would be like a really good item in the Inferno to like tank stuff. And I remember we were like sitting on them for a bit, and then Wooks eventually took one on one of his trips, and we were all freaking out, like spamming the chat in his stream to say like, "Oh, buy bulwarks, buy bulwarks." And we
They
ended
went up.
They went up, and then
Yeah, they went up that trip and then he banked it and they crashed.
Yep. went from like I think 21 mil to I think they had the bottom of like 7 mil, 9 mil, something like that.
Good times with the flipping group merging.
Yeah, and also when Bodhi got 73'd against Suck.
Oh my god.
I could not believe that.
Orc.
When the Jad spawned and Wooks' facial expression.
Oh yeah, the first. Oh my god. Everybody like was freaking out, I remember. Alright, so what do you guys think the biggest like lesson on RS that has taught you, or it's like the biggest lesson in life that RS has taught you?
Don't trust anyone.
Yeah, I would disagree
Yeah.
with that. I trust my friends on this game.
If you're born Dutch, you're gonna have a very bad time with this game.
Unlucky. Speaking, you're Dutch.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Yeah, wah.
Figured
Should've
it
been
out.
Born somewhere else.
Nice country.
I think you could also reword don't trust anyone to like if it's too good to be true, then it probably is. Just like
Ooh, yeah,
all,
that's good.
all the scams back in the day.
Yeah, that's a
I've
fair
fallen for
lesson.
that one.
Also, for me personally, I learned a lot of English from the game. I mean, it's not really a lesson, but it's like experience I gotten from the game.
Real life experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely have an
Other than-
advantage.
But in that, it's just like you guys said, if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. I think most of us been scammed once or twice in our youth.
Yeah, and also like I've been playing since I was 10, so like RuneScape like really taught me that like if you keep working towards a goal, you'll eventually achieve it, and just not give up, stay consistent. And I think that kind of mentality is really helpful in life. Alright, so for the last question here, and if you guys have any other questions you'd like asked on the podcast, feel free to put them in the chat. But who would you guys say you'd most like to see on the next Omnia podcast that's not yet been a one? Whether they would actually come on or not. Just who would you like to be on most?
Genitalia.
I would
I
like
really
to
like
see
Jenna.
Hampus.
Oh,
I'd
Hampus
like to
is
see
good.
Hampus to be on it.
He'll hate me for saying but he'll send.
I think we could bully him. He'll do one with you.
That'd be
He'll-
quite convincing. But
He can
he'd be
hold his
good.
hand through it, dude. He'll be alright.
Yeah, I would say like Sens, Pano, Oscar, top 3.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, Oscar would be nice as well.
Oscar, come TS, it's important. He like hops in, it's like we're on the podcast.
Pooley? I want Pooley to be on one. He'd be
I see a
fun.
question in
Fun
chat.
guy.
Want me to grab it?
Sure, why not?
Do you feel like swimming should still be HP or should it be changed back to Pyramid Plunder? I assume that means Pyramid Plunder and Brimhaven.
Yeah.
It should. That's the efficient.
I think swimming's fine.
I think it should in the aspect of, like, with swimming it just fucks with the rates short term. Really annoying, like,
I mean, it's
I mean, plunder
100%
beams.
more efficient to swim than... It's just people are lazy.
yeah, I mean it is, but I don't know, the
I-
rates just get stupid if you do something else, which I don't like.
Bug abuse.
I would like to just keep it at swimming because it's just going to keep changing.
Yeah, just leave it.
I agree with that.
I-
It will keep changing and it just mess.
I will say though, if they're gonna change RCHP to ZMI, then they should change everything to all trading. So like fishing should be 130. With that new Karambwan whatever method,
You
and
need to
everything,
calculate it
everything
further.
else.
Yeah.
Like
You
there's
do it
probably a
further
lot
than,
more
like,
methods.
You need to think about the money too, because it's like how much money for like Karambwan fishing. You need to,
Is it
and then
2
take
bill?
into account. You need to take into account like where you're going to get the money from. It doesn't
Well,
go
then
on
just-
everyone's backs.
Change Brim to Artie, and then there you go. Because no one does
Yeah.
Brim anyways.
I love it, but RD's EHP is so
OP.
so bad, man. Yeah.
It's bad for comps, but I mean,
It's bad for everything.
yeah,
Shouldn't be HP.
it shouldn't. Yeah, it should not be HP.
The one thing I'd like to see out of CML is just a customizable like personal EHP thing where you can track how much you're playing based on what your method you're doing. Like wouldn't affect EHP at all, but would just be nice for like me at least.
You do have a plugin to do that.
Do they really?
Yeah, Better CML on Google Chrome. You just type in your own rates of what you're getting.
Oh my god, you just changed my life.
No problem.
Is it actually worth getting? Better CMO? Is it good?
Is the DMP plugin included?
Oh god.
I'm not sure if DMP plugin is included, but you could make it DMP if you'd like to.
I think DMP is included, yeah, in it.
Yeah, I've only tried it out once when I was doing runesmithing, but I just CBA.
Alright, so that's going to conclude the Omnia Podcast. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you guys have any shout outs you'd like to give, feel free to shout anybody out.
Shout out to Sweet CC.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Virus.
Goth, our mentor. Congrats on not getting the 2-day. It's actually a big achievement, man.
Harry says, happy birthday, Peely. Alright, thanks everybody for tuning in. The podcast will be available on the Omnia YouTube channel, most likely later today or tomorrow at the latest. There's going to be a link in the chat here for the YouTube channel. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you for the next Omnia Podcast in like the next 1 to 2 months. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Happy birthday, Pooley.
All right.
Peace.
Bye.